This was one of the highest stakes moments of my life. I had a small window to get it right. I had spent weeks preparing for it, running through every possible scenario. I had one shot. My heart was racing, my hands were steady. Then just as I got into position, it happened. The baby peed mid-nappy change. Every parent knows this moment. You think you have time, you've got the wipes, the fresh nappy, everything under control. Then suddenly, you don't. Just like a high-pressure pitch, the situation changes instantly. And if you're not prepared for the unexpected, it can turn messy, fast. The difference? In a pitch, you can actually prepare for when time runs out. And that's why you always need a second pitch deck. If you missed part 1, I pitched a $100 million AI initiative to an exec by saying, "You're at risk of losing your most valuable customers. If you have 10 minutes, I can show you why and what you can do about it." He looked at his watch and he said, "I have 7 minutes." I had a decision to make in that moment. Instead of handing him the full deck, I presented the second deck. This was designed for this exact moment. He gestured to a table and said, "Let's take a look." We walked over, I laid the physical deck down. Instead of just hearing the problem, he was now physically engaging with it. He started flipping through the pages, pausing at key sections and asking questions. This second deck wasn't just shorter, it was designed to do one thing: magnify the problem and not give a solution. After the 7 minutes were up, he took the pack and asked me to swing past his office later that day to walk through the rest of the pack. And why did this work? Because when you magnify the pain and don't provide a remedy, they'll come back to you for the solution. If you take nothing else from this, never walk into a pitch with just one deck. And give them a printed copy. A physical deck makes it real. It allows them to flip through, hold it, and engage at their own pace. We've just covered why you should always have 2 printed decks. In part 3, I'm going to share my first mistake. Why you should always make sure your elevator pitch is, well, in the elevator.